And anyone out there listening to the sound of my voice, I also want to make sure that I let you know that if you are interested in sending in some information and being heard on our station, please send me an email. You can email me at shoutcrystal, that's SHOUTCRYSTAL at gmail.com. Once again, that's shoutcrystal at gmail.com. I will be interviewing individuals in the future, and what I'm going to do is help you to get your story out. Everyone has a story. Here with me today, I have a young man who is from this area. I want to welcome you. I have Dan here. Hi, Dan. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hi there.
Listen, I would love for you to tell the people just exactly what your story is. Dan, are you from this area? Tell us a little bit about you. Are you married? Are you single? How old you are? And what we're going to talk about tonight is your experience. I understand that you're looking for work, and I do look at you, and you look like a baby boomer about in your 60s, and just want to talk about some things because I know in this day and time I'm seeing a lot of senior citizens, and it's rough out there. So talk to me a little bit. Give us a little bit of your background, Dan.
Yes, I'm a native of Wake County and North Carolina. I grew up on a working farm and really know what hard work is all about and the ethics of family values and good work concepts. But, it is, companies are really, are and have a reason, a need to be deceitful. Companies, I'm a person that tries to believe positive and optimistic. And, when I see an ad posted, I first read each line carefully. Do I have the experience that this ad is calling for? Now, if I feel that a summary after reading the entire ad, I don't have the experience, then I'm wasting my time.
Well, let's talk about that. Let me stop you on that thought. Now, you said, so Dan, may I ask you, how old are you?
I'm 65.
So let's stop right there. So 65, so that means you have some wisdom. And I heard you say you got family value and you have good work ethic. So that should go a long way. That alone should be a credential that every employer is looking for. You agree?
Yes.
Okay, but now we know that's not realistic, though. Many times they want experience. They want that good old experience in the field. So what fields are you actually looking for work in today?
Well, for me, I am really diversified skills in many areas. So I'm not boxed into one particular trade.
Okay.
I come with skills as a mechanic, and also in construction.
Okay.
I have CDL license. Again, it's kind of like going from one extreme to the opposite. I have even worked in household goods moving van lines. And so, I have years of experience in that. I've actually had managers and owners of companies that upon when I'm interviewing them, it starts out, progressing really good. And they're saying, oh, you really got, some really good skills that we would be interested in having you in our team. I'm not going to complain about someone giving me those compliments. However, then slightly it seems to start turn to go backwards in that, oh, we can't really hire you and consider you because you're 65.
Okay, so let me stop you there. So they're discriminating because of your age?
Yes.
Okay, so how does that make you feel?
I try to put myself in that employer and manager's position. In that if I if I was the
Yes.
employee coming to a company and says, I want this job with your company,
Mhm.
and if I am in bad health, and I have, uh, I have a bad heart, or I am, if I was a person on many drugs,
Mhm.
having a bad back,
Mhm.
I wouldn't be applying for this job.
And would you hire that person?
If I was a manager and I really knew that this person wanting this job is not capable of this job because of their health,
Mhm.
no, I wouldn't hire them.
But if they were just up in age, but they were qualified, you would hire them.
Yes.
So what do we need to do out here in the workforce to change this? Do you see that there's a way that this can be overturned, or what do you think we need to do? I mean, because there are people out here who need work, correct?
Yes. And so I cannot live on the $800 that Social Security tells me that I am to receive. And furthermore, I'm in good health, so I don't want to stop working. I'm still capable of working, and I am in good health. Not on drugs, not on alcohol or use alcohol. Don't even use tobacco.
Mm.
And so, I have strength. I can, as in, to be a furniture mover, you got to have body strength.
Right.
And
you have that.
A good back, good legs,
transportation,
good upper arm strength, and I have transportation.
So let me ask you something. So you have transportation, you have mobility of your limbs, you have strength, but you just over 60, so that turns them away. So is this something, have you tried going to the labor board? Is this something you can complain about? I mean, as far as you have seen and experienced, is there anything that can be done for those out there in your shoes? What can be done? What can we do to help you guys? What can we do besides sending you to people we know? Because sometimes they do say it's who you know. But for those who don't know anybody, for those who can't live on the $800, like you said, for those who need some more to be able to survive, what can we do to help you guys?
Well, I know of many men and women in my age group who have skills, and they end up working for the day labor staffing and having to tolerate working for minimum wage.
Okay.
But yet they are skilled workers, and so yeah.
That's a dead end street, isn't it? So let me ask you something. And you own your own business too. You're trying to do something on the side for yourself, some type of business for yourself too. You are an entrepreneur as well. Is that correct?
I have the skills. I have the tools to be able to offer services, but I'm in that dilemma. I need seed money.
Yes.
And the lack of not having a little bit of seed money, I can't seem to get out of this hole that I'm in, just so that I can offer services that I am capable of and that I have the tools for.
So let's do this. You right now are the voice of your peers. You right now have listeners listening to you, and there are people out there who are business owners, who are managers, who are senior advisors, who are recruiters. There are many people listening right now in 166 countries. This show is being aired in multiple states. So make your appeal now on behalf of your peers. What would you say to all of these employers out there, for the hardworking people with family values, good work ethic, body strength, enthusiasm, and a desire to just want to work. What do you have to say to them? How can you convince them that they need to give you all the chance?
Well, again, a manager, a owner just needs to truly assess, evaluate the person sitting before them, and determine, is this person really, can I depend on this person is not on drugs or not on, medical drugs, is not a heavy diabetic, that is not a heart attack risk, or is not a stroke risk. Are they someone that's going to fall out on the job and be hurtful or damaging to the company and causing the company to get a lawsuit? For one, I say with confidence, I say that I wouldn't be applying for, let's say I wouldn't be applying for a furniture moving job if I'm not capable, if I'm not healthy.
So what you're saying is give you a chance. What you're saying is give you 30 days, give you an opportunity to prove yourself.
True. And I've had managers and owners say, no, this is a young man's job.
Does that offend you?
In a way. But one guy who said that to me owned his own business. And he was in his late 30s, and he didn't want to hire me. And so I convinced him I was capable. Now, I'm trying to give you a visionary picture. We were beginning to work, and I am helping him. I'm one half of this team picking up a heavy piece of furniture.
Okay.
Now, he begins to ask me, are you okay? Don't hurt your back. Are you sure you can pick this up? Is it too heavy? Now, don't strain yourself. I said, look, you hired me. Now, I said, you're wasting our time. Now, pick up your other end, and let's go. I'll pick up anything you can pick up or more.
Wow.
And so then it was after he gave me a few weeks of trial and run, he comes back and he apologizes. He says, I'll have to just give it to you that, he says, you fooled me. He says, I didn't think you were capable.
Wow.
And then it was some customers actually began to ask for. We want that on days I wasn't with him, customers were complaining
because you were good, because you were getting the job done, you were efficient, and you were strong. So what happened then with that job?
He was a guy that he would actually.
Did you outdo him? Did you make him look bad or feel bad? Because you're an older guy and he's a younger guy. Did you make him feel like he was inferior?
Sometimes he showed me that.
Wow.
He actually was the type of guy that he would tell me he would schedule me work, but at the same time he would also schedule another guy, in other words, double booking us.
Wow.
And so his excuse for doing that, he says, I am not going to be, be caught without having someone to go out with me on my jobs. And so he says, if you have a problem with that, then that's
wow. So let me ask you something. Did you look for some more furniture moving jobs after that? Since that went well for you?
I have, but I've had some people, some company managers even tell me on the phone, everything is going well. Who did you work for? Well, many of you listeners may know of a company called Beacon Van Lines. I worked for several years with them. And so the agent that, the franchise agent 4 beacons in this area went out of business. Closed up and went out of business.
Let me ask you, Dan, can you get a reference letter for them? Would a few references help you from those moving companies that you work? Because sometimes people just want to hear a good report.
True. Yes, and I have that. I have that available. But again, let me emphasize stressing that a guy, he just tells me over the phone. He says, no, this job, I'm looking for young guys. And the problem is, he might be looking for young guys, but the young guys don't have experience.
And the young guys don't have the fortitude. Sometimes they don't have the challenge because they got it made. And so you trying to survive. So you got a little bit more passion about this, So maybe.
Well, and I can say that I've seen more. I know of the different steps. If Plan A don't work, back up and plan for B.
So let me ask you something. What about the government? What about the city councils? What about people in our systems? Who can help with this? Who can help this? Is there something that can be done to bring awareness to companies, to bring awareness to organizations that can help people over 60 looking for work that are qualified? Have you tried to make contact with anybody like that to help?
I have, and it's just that it seems that in government, officials in government, they just take this attitude, especially those who have appointed government positions. They have a job. And so it is a matter of, it's time to be. If you're in your 60s, especially 65, I am. It's just time for you to, put you out the pasture.
So let me ask you this. Can I change up for a minute? We're gonna make an appeal out there. If there's anyone out there listening to the sound of my voice and you have a position for someone such as this young man, then if you're looking for an able-bodied person who has transportation, has mobility, has a good background, family value, good work ethic, and is willing, he's just trying to make ends meet, and he just wants a chance, then call in and let us know here at the W.O.E Network. Ask for me, email me at shopcrystal@gmail.com and tell me I have a job for Mr. Dan. And we will send you Mr. Dan's resume. We will have Mr. Dan email you because we want to help, because we know that senior citizens need a chance. Now, I do want to shift for a minute, Mr. Dan, before we run out of time. I would like to ask, do you think there's anything you could say to a person that is not quite where you are yet, perhaps in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s, the younger generations, and 50, but I want to go really to the millennials. What would you say to them to prepare so that when they get to be 50 and 60, that they can have a little bit more going towards their retirement, so to speak? Because usually most people do retire at 60, right? Some people retire, they're not working. What would you say if you had to do this all over again, or if you had someone coming up and you were giving them some wisdom right now, what would you say to the younger generation to prepare so that they are not in this position? Is there any wisdom you would share with them so that they can be in a better position when they get 65?
Nothing comes to mind. Not that I could specifically share.
Would you tell them to invest? Would you tell them to save? Would you tell them to, look toward having their own business? Is there anything that you would say, sometimes people put all their eggs in one basket, so to speak. What do you think that if you could do this all over again, you would have done differently so that you would not be where you are today?
I think that it is an elite group that, some people is going to plan, save, and invest. Some people in this elite group is going to plan and strategize and have their own business. However, there's still another elite group Oh, they're just, of the millennials today, they're just oblivious. It's not going to happen to me. I'm not worried about.
They got a silver spoon.
I'm not worried about, the future. Right. I'm just making, I'm making $30 an hour, $40 an hour right now, and so I'm not going to worry about what's going to happen when I'm 50 and 60. And so then when, the company they work for, goes out of business or, is sold out to another company, then they find out, oh, I'm out on the street, and so it's too late to go back and gather up the eggs then and start over.
Let me ask you, is it also hard to find a place to live for people in your age range at this point? I mean, I see a lot of people here in North Carolina. I see homelessness like increasing. I see so many people, it seems like, that are in transition more, that are trying to survive more. Is there something that is going on that you think is going on? Is it because people are they mentally worn out? Are they going through situations in life? What do you think this is all coming from? Is it because the cost of living is astronomically high and people can't keep up? What do you think is causing all this?
Yes, what you've just now done is each one of that category topics. I can talk some extensive time on several of those topics. Yes, people just, sometimes just finally give up and finally just, let's say drown themselves in drugs or alcohol and just feel like, well, okay, I might as well just become a homeless bum and live in the woods.
And people are just mean. People judge people. Do you think people judge people too much today?
Yes.
By their appearance, like they look at a person and they look down on them like they think they're better than them. And, that's sad because I tell people out there, I'm going to remind you once again, I'm your Hope Catalyst, and I'm your girl, Crystal Birdie Smith, if you're just tuning into this on the W.O.E Network, and we are so happy to have you here. But I just need to remind each and every one of you listening to us today, I'm speaking to this young man. He's in his 60s. He's looking for work, and he's just talking about what he's been through, the way that employers do not give our senior citizens a chance. There are a few that still want to work. There are some that just not put their money in 401k. They just didn't save up. They just didn't do certain things, so they need to work. But the problem is they're being looked at as a weakling. They're being looked at like they can't do the job, and they're being questioned. And what Mr. Dan's simply saying is that don't insult their intelligence. What he's saying is that if they are coming out there to you, if they're applying for the job, then trust that they have the capabilities. Trust that they have common sense enough that they are not coming out there filling out applications if they cannot fulfill the obligations. That's all he's saying. He's simply saying don't put them in the category with those that are inadequate, that cannot fulfill the position and do what you need and meet all the requirements. He's simply saying don't just look at their age. Give them a chance. They deserve a chance too. And I think this is so important, guys. Everybody is going to get old one day. You have a mother, you have a father, you have uncles and aunts and grandparents, and we would never want our family members to be treated that way. So I'm encouraging each and every business owner out here, if you have a business, once again, you know somebody with a business, don't be so quick to judge. Don't be so quick to turn the cheek. Don't be so quick to say, I'm not looking for an older person. I need a younger person. Don't do that because we're all going to get there one day. We're striving to get there one day, aren't we? So who are we to judge? Okay, it's not fair. Look around, everybody. Look around when you go out tomorrow and notice how many people with gray hairs are out there on the sidewalk. Notice how many people you see that look like they might be sleeping in their cars. This is because we are not helping each other. We are each other's sisters and brothers keepers. And we have to do better, guys. I'm encouraging you today, remember that we have to do better. We are no better than the next person. If we have been blessed, if we have been abundantly blessed, It is to help someone else. Okay? I'm going to say that again. When God blesses us, it is to help someone else. And helping doesn't mean a handout. Helping means providing opportunity. It means opening the door. It means patting somebody on the back. It means encouraging somebody. It means simply listening sometimes, making a referral, okay? Because maybe you don't have the job, but you can call somebody else who can. You might have somebody else who can hire them. So we got to keep all these things in mind, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to make sure you remember to treat others like you want people to treat you. That is my motto.
They're going to be there one day.
They're going to be there, right?
They're going to be there one day in that position. And ma'am, sir, whoever is listening with the sound of this voice, I just want to say, here I am, 65 years old. Envision this, I have had doctor's appointments, and the nurses and doctors take my blood pressure twice because they don't believe what they're reading.
Wow. You're healthy.
In other words, recently I was, going for a checkup, and when the nurse did my blood pressure, it was 138/70.
Wow.
And my heartbeat was 89 beats per minute. And she didn't believe it and did it the second time.
That's amazing. Do you take vitamins?
I believe in vitamins and herbs.
Okay.
And here again, I don't want to be on the drugs that doctors have suggested I go on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to take the drugs that my family and friends have died from, taking drugs that didn't even help their problem. And again, I strongly believe, and I'm constantly reading and researching vitamins and herbs myself. I am not taking these vitamins and herbs myself. Here again, why? Because I don't have the money to be able to buy the vitamins and herbs.
Well, we're going to fix that. So let's do this. If there's somebody listening right now, what kind of work are you looking for? You said you have a broad array of experience, and so I heard you say you can do something with trucks, like moving furniture. What other thing can you do? Did I hear you say what before? You drive? You have a CDO?
I have CDO commercial license. I am very mechanical aptitude. I'm the person that you want driving that vehicle.
Wow.
Because I have an eye and ear for detail, and when I hear a clanging and a knocking, that it's time to stop this vehicle because there's something breaking. Now you put a young kid in that seat. He's got the CDL license, but he don't have experience. He's going to be calling you up and say, "Hey, truck's broke down outside the road."
How long you been driving? How many years?
CDL, commercial. It was back chauffeur's license.
Mm-hmm.
You either had operator's license or chauffeur's license back in the mid '80s.
So you can be a chauffeur too.
And so the states and government comes along and says, "All right, we have a need. We're going to revamp. There's going to be a Class A CDL, a Class B CDL." And so I basically grandfathered because I was working for the state of North Carolina in the Highway Division.
Okay, so you got which one?
I got Class A. I even grandfathered, so I've had my CDL license since the 80s.
Okay, so you could be a chauffeur, you could be a CDL driver, you can be someone that helps with moving furniture. What else do you do? You said you have mechanical skills, a handyman, I'm sure maybe. If someone needs someone doing that. So, guys, young ladies, you are hearing it. Mr. Dan is available. He's here in the North Carolina area. He has reliable transportation. Is that correct? How's your driving record, Dan? Do you have a good driving record?
I do.
Okay, so he's got great driving record. He's got references. He's got people that can tell you how reputable he is. So I'm asking you today, if you want to give this man a chance, give me a call. You can help. You might think of it like it's your dad or your uncle or your brother out there. We got to help each other. The man wants to work. The man wants to do what he wants to do. He's a smart man. He's very determined. I've seen him out there in the mix. I've seen him out there trying new things and venturing out there into entrepreneurial, projects. And so I know that he's determined. He just needs an opportunity to bring in an additional supplemental check to go along with his personal desires, and he deserves that. Just like he said, we're going to get there one day. We're hoping to get, and he's healthy. My goodness, I heard the vitals. That's awesome. No medicine, guys. He can walk. He probably can chase you down, So, Dan, let me ask you this. Are you single?
I got divorced about 2013.
Okay, so you're available. So if there's a woman out there that says, I like the way he sounds, you're available. You're single, too.
I was married for 18 years.
Okay, reliable, good. Good for you. Good for you.
And so, yes, now I'm searching for a good woman, a compatible, not just a woman, but, someone who's like-minded, sense of humor.
Okay.
And, like many hobbies and interests.
Okay, so that might be another show there.
A variety of hobbies and interests,
and I know that's a whole nother topic I got to do one day, guys, because I know for senior citizens and people looking for compatibility, we definitely don't want to talk about that and get started because we're coming to the end of our time frame. But we just want to make sure that everybody knows if you just turn past the dial, I want you to go back and press replay. This is the Women of Essence Network, and we are so grateful for you stopping through and listening to us today. We have Mr. Dan here today, and he is just a man from the North Carolina area who is looking for work. He is in his 60s, and he just gave us some serious insight on what's happening out there today, how people are not quite giving them a fair share. He talked a little bit in the beginning about how it is on these internet sites where they're not quite giving you what they say they're going to give you, where they don't really tell the whole truth, and they're stretching the truth a little bit. And so we want to encourage you to make sure you check everything out thoroughly. We want to encourage you to keep looking for those jobs and keep doing what you're doing. And, again, my name is Crystal Bodie-Smith, and I'm your Hope Catalyst, and I'm just excited. If you have a story of some sort, if you have been wronged in some kind of way, or you have overcome something and you want to share it, I encourage you to contact me once again. You can email me at shoutcrystal, that's SHOUTCRYSTAL @gmail.com. I have a saying, and I talked about it a couple of weeks ago, and I always say, I'm going to sing my song. And I tell people that you can sing along with me or you can change the channel. So what I want to tell you is when you come on this station and you listen to me, you're going to hear me sing my song. And we're encouraging you to come back and listen to us. And we don't want you to change the station because we've got some other co-hosts on this station that are going to definitely be giving you some powerful information on the SIBN network. I want to say thank you to my sponsors. I want to say thank you, Mr. Dan, for stopping through. Do you have any final words that you'd like to say to our listeners?
Maybe I just would appeal to an attractive woman.
Okay. If they're looking for a hard-working man.
I want a woman that I find attractive, not just to have a woman, but a woman that I find attractive. And then she must also, which I've dated some beautiful women.
Okay.
But, as I got in the process of getting to know them, they was attractive in physical beauty. And this is the message I want to leave.
Okay.
That there's many ways to value and measure what beauty is.
Mm.
You can be physically pretty, but if your heart, your mind, and soul is corrupted with parasites and your heart's not in the right place, then your heart is infected with worms.
My. That's powerful, Dan. Thank you so much for that. Ladies, you heard what he said. You can be physically pretty, But if your heart and your mind and soul is infected with worms, then you are not the one for Mr. Dan. Thank you so much for coming through. This is your Hope Catalyst, Crystal Bodie Smith. We hope you heard something today to inspire you. If this is you and you are still looking for work, please continue to look for work. Give us a call if there's any way we can help you here on the W.O.E Network. And thank you for tuning in. Stop by once again. And thank you to all of our sponsors. And contact us if you need some advertising. Look for us next week. We're going to be changing our times. We're definitely going to be changing our days. So this will be the last time that I do air at Wednesday at 11 p.m. We're going to be switching. Our new day will be Tuesday at 12 noon. We're going to be coming to you Tuesday at 12 noon. So next week, look for your Hope Catalyst, Crystal Bodie Smith, Tuesday at 12 noon. And I will see you then. Once again, you can send me an email to shoutcrystal@gmail.com if you'd like to be a guest with me on next week or any other Tuesday, and we'll be happy to have you here with us. Mr. Dan, it has been my pleasure sharing your story today, and I truly hope that I get a call. I hope that I get an email for someone. Maybe it might be that woman, and maybe it might be that job. Whatever it is, we thank you for sharing with us. And I want to tell everybody the 3 words that I always say, and that is keep hope alive. Whatever your story is, keep hope alive. Don't give up. Don't give in. Keep pressing. It will turn around for you. Have hope. Be encouraged. And I will see you next time. This is your girl, Crystal Bodie Smith, signing off today. Thank you for joining me.